You are a spiritual software developer. Did you know that your mind has spiritual software that needs to be updated every so often to make sure that your mainframe is running at optimal levels, right? You are a spiritual software developer. And it's time that you sharpen your saw and get better at developing your mind for positive impact and positive outcomes. Let's talk about it. I'm Sensei Victoria Whitfield, founder of strategicmeditation.com, where I help impact-driven entrepreneurs and leaders like you get and stay grounded and clear in mind, body, and business. I believe in supporting entrepreneurs and self-employed people in being visionary, which is being the one who can see the way forward and help more people because of that. These weekly messages are all about increasing your energy levels so that you can increase your income and impact as a result. If that speaks to you, like, share, subscribe, let the algorithm know and your communities know that this is some good stuff. And so my spirit guides told me to pop on really quick this week to introduce a whole new series that we're going to be exploring on spiritual technology and spiritual software engineering. So my background includes many things such as music, and energy work and philosophy studies, but I've also studied a lot of computers and technology. And I love being able to code, right, and get in there and understand HTML and do command prompt. That's what I grew up on, right, working on a DOS system. And the power of having a developer's mindset is literally everything now, especially because in today's society, in today's world, we are constantly being fed all different types of information and news and all types of other people's energy and outlooks. And we could assume that we have to construct our worldview and what we believe from all of what we receive. However, a developer's mindset looks at what has been gathered and said, let me get under the hood and change that to suit my vision. And so the same way that a software developer can do that to create applications that generate the results, right, that you're looking for, we want to apply that same creative, empowered, get under the hood type of mindset and approach to ourselves, to our minds. Why would we want to do that? It's because if you have insecurity, lack confidence, maybe feeling fear and uncertainty about, am I going to make it? If you are starting, or clamming up, if you struggle with self-doubt or imposter syndrome, right? If you've got that little peanut gallery or the bad angel versus the good angel on your shoulder stopping you, it's because that your system, right? Your mental and spiritual system just needs an update, just needs to be cleaned up and defragged. We're going to go into all of the metaphors over the next few episodes. So stay tuned for that. And this conversation is a technologically informed exploration of the sequel to Think and Grow Rich. So if you've been following my channel for some time, you know that week after week I've been reading selections from Think and Grow Rich, the classic by Napoleon Hill, right? Released, I think, back in the 1930s, right? 1930s, maybe even 1920s. But what you may not know is that Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill has a sequel called Outwitting the Devil. And we are going to be doing selections from Outwitting the Devil over the course of the next entire series, as this is the guidebook for being a spiritual software engineer. How to shift your mind so that doubt and fear, those viruses that may have infected your system, never get in. And with that, I want to begin with a selection from the book of how Napoleon Hill started on this path, right, of becoming his own mental software engineer, his own spiritual and emotional software engineer, when he started shifting the way he thinks. And it came from encountering a prompt. So for those of you who use AI, you understand that, you gotta type in a prompt and then the AI spits out the response to you. The same thing happens to us in our lives. Sometimes Spirit, God will send us mentors who give us a prompt, who tell us something that opens our heart and minds in a new way to produce new results in us that we could have never done on our own before. And that happened to Napoleon Hill, and he relates this at the opening of the book, Outwitting the Devil, Secrets to Freedom and Success. He explains that prompt that he received that started him on his way from Andrew Carnegie. Let's read. Napoleon Hill says, "My labor began in 1908 as the result of an interview that I had with the late Andrew Carnegie," right? And at the end of our first visit, Mr. Carnegie asked whether or not I possessed enough courage to carry out a suggestion he wished to offer me. I replied that courage was about all I did have, and that I was prepared to do my best to carry out any suggestion he cared to offer. He then said, "There are millions of people in the world who have not the slightest conception of the causes of success and failure. The schools and colleges teach practically everything except the principles of individual achievement. They require young men and women to spend from 4 to 8 years acquiring abstract knowledge, but do not teach them what to do with this knowledge after they get it. The world is in need of a practical, understandable philosophy of achievement organized from the factual knowledge gained from the experience of men and women in the great university of life. In the entire field of philosophy, I find nothing which even remotely resembles the sort of philosophy which I have in mind. We have few philosophers who are capable of teaching men and women the art of living. It seems to me that here is an opportunity which should challenge an ambitious young man of your type, but ambition alone is not enough for this task which I have suggested. The one who undertakes it must have courage and tenacity. The effort will require at least 20 years of continuous effort. And along toward the end of your labor, if you carry it through successfully, you will make a discovery which may be a great surprise to you. You will discover that the cause of success is not something separate and apart from the man, that it is a force so intangible in nature that the majority of men never recognize it, a force which might be properly called the other self. Noteworthy is the fact that this other self seldom exerts its influence or makes itself known, except at times of unusual emergency, when men are forced, through adversity and temporary defeat, to change their habits and to think their way out of difficulty. So tying this back to becoming your software and developer, your spiritual software engineer, sometimes experiences happen in our lives that force us to think differently, right? That force us to think and grow, right? And the philosophy that Andrew Carnegie was talking about finally ended up being Think and Grow Rich. And so But for every single one of us, as we go through our lives, there comes a certain point where you are forced to think and grow, where you are forced to update how your mind works, right? Your thoughts and how you think are your software. And it's time for you to get the update. Maybe you've been going through something and you've been calling out to spirit for a solution and searching outside of you. But what we're going to find over the next few episodes and over the course of this series is that all of the answers that you seek are inside of you. So the tarot card of the week is the Six of Fire as a challenger. And I'm going to read too. Bravo, this is a time of achievement and success. People think highly of you and your reputation is excellent. You've made good decisions and worked hard. There may be some sort of public acknowledgement of your contributions, or you may be given an award for your achievements. Good news is on its way. It could be a promotion or a new job offer. So that as a challenger means you feel like you are never going to be able to do enough and no one sees the value that you bring, right? Challenger means like, okay, you're invited to see this, but you may be struggling to see that you are making great achievements and advancements. Be kind to yourself if that's the situation. If imposter syndrome is trying to convince you that you are not good enough, that is not the case, right? And it's time for you to unpack all of the wisdom and brilliance that is on the inside of you. With that, we're going to head over to the action step of the week, which is our meditation. So make sure that you join school so that you're able to access the strategic meditation of the week so that you can begin to embody this shift of, okay, I have more on the inside than I am even aware, right? I am a spiritual software developer. I believe in myself. I know that I can shift, or do I, right? With this strategic meditation, when you hop in the Be Visionary movement, become a member, you'll be able to access the strategic meditation of the week so that you can embody the shift that we're talking about, rather than just taking notes and then going off about your day. It's time to embody the shift. With that, go ahead, for those of you who are members, open up the school app in the Be Visionary Movement membership. You're going to go to our classroom in the Vault of Visualizations, the Guided Vision Journey Meditations section, or you could pull open the search bar and type in Backpack of Success Spirit Guide. Backpack of Success Spirit Guide. So this strategic meditation is a vision journey and it is 20 minutes long. And when you do that, what you're going to do is go on that vision journey in the strategic meditation process and meet your spirit guide that is going to help you unpack all of the value that you may be, right, struggling to see or feel like other people don't see yet, right? This is the beginning of you opening up being your spiritual software developer. You gotta know what you're working with in order to access and update the code. So it's time for you to go into that backpack that your spirit guide's going to take you to, open it up and see, are any of these lines of code a bit buggy? What needs to be changed, right? And so go ahead and do that strategic meditation. And I'm sending you so much love because today is the day that you get to take charge. You are no longer held back. No longer. You are the developer. The power is in your hands. I give it to you, right? I give you full permission to take that power back as the developer of your life, of your mind, of your body, and your business. Mwah. I'm sending you so much love. Sensei Victoria Whitfield from strategicmeditation.com. Click on the link to book a call with me if you have any further questions, and I'll see you in the next episode. Mwah. You do not have to lose your glow as you grow in life and business. Bye for now.